What's going on, Slay Baes? It's Ashley and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm gonna be filming a full face of products I can't stop using. Literally, these products have been on repeat. I've been using them time and time again in frequent makeup tutorials and also on camera. So I'm really excited to kind of sit down, dabble into these products and let you guys know why I cannot stop picking them up, why I love them so much. Yada, 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 yada. Y'all get me. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and if you guys like it, of course, stop what you're doing and press that like button. Likes always help me out on my channel, and honestly, I appreciate it. So smash that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that bell so that way YouTube notifies you when I upload, which is every Monday and Wednesday. Yes, I did change my uploading schedule to Mondays and Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 times a week, every single week. Did y'all miss that? I know I haven't been saying it in some of my recent videos. I apologize, but your girl is back. We're back in action. We're ready to go. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into this look. So let's kick things off with the brows. I do have several brow product favorites, which is a little bit excessive, but 2 of them are from the drugstore and 1 of them is high-end, which I have mentioned before in a previous video, but I'm just gonna go over it really quick. Let's start with drugstore. So I do have the Wet n Wild Retractable Brow Pencil in the shade Dark Brown, and then I also have the Wet n Wild Micro Brow Pencil. I love both of these. They definitely remind me of the Benefit Precisely My Brow, and this one reminds me of the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil. They are both simply amazing. So what I like to do is I like to take the micro brow pencil and I'll draw a line above my brow and also below my brow to create more of a shape. Once I have the general shape of my brows down, I like to go in with the retractable brow pencil. As you can see, it comes to an angle. So what I like to do with this product is I like to take it and fill in the tail of my brow. Then I'll flip it over and I'll use the spoolie end and really buff it out so that way I can blend the product and create more of a natural looking brow. One thing I absolutely love about Wet n Wild brow products is that they're extremely affordable. I also really love the formula. It's not too creamy to the point where the brow product kind of slip and slides everywhere, and it's also not too dry to the point where it feels like it's tugging on your eyebrows. It falls right in the middle, and that is why I absolutely love this formula. Now, I am a little bit extra when it comes to my brows, so on the days where I want to create more of like natural hair-like strokes right here in the front of my brow, I will go in with the MAC Shape and Shade Brow Tint in the shade Spiked. I have talked about this in the past, but I really love the felt tip liner side. So what I'll do is I'll start at the very base of my brow and then I'll flick the pen upwards, creating very fine hair-like strokes. Again, this isn't something I do every single day, but when I'm feeling a little bit extra and a little bit spicy, I will go in with this product right here. Brows looking snatched, but they're also looking a little bit more on the bold side, which I wasn't really going for, but you know what? Sometimes that happens and sometimes you just gotta roll with it. Now, you guys know I love to clean up underneath my brows, and to do that, I do like to use the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the shade Medium 1 Custard. Literally my go-to, tried and true. It's what I absolutely love to use to carve out my eyebrows. Now, as you can see, I put a pretty big dent in this concealer. I used to use it to prime my eyelids completely before eyeshadow application, but I recently stopped doing that and switched over to a dry base primer, which I will show you guys in a little bit, but nonetheless, I still really love to use this to carve out directly underneath my eyebrows. Let's talk eyeshadows. Now, I have been obsessed with 2 palettes in particular. Like anytime I sit down to do my makeup outside of doing YouTube videos, these are typically the 2 palettes that I will reach for. Both are very much warm, so I do apologize in advance. This is just typically what I love and typically what I use on a day-to-day basis when I'm not filming like new product videos for you guys on YouTube. So the first one is this one by MAC. This is the MAC Art Library Flamboyant eyeshadow palette. I did receive this in PR, and honestly, I've just really been loving it. I love that it has every single shade that I would need to create a warm tone look, including this shimmery white shade that I can pop in my very inner corner, on my brow bone, whatever the case may be. And as you can see, it has a shift of gold to it. It is so incredibly beautiful. I'm obsessed. Before jumping into those shadow palettes, I will be priming my eyelids with a little bit of my soft ochre paint pot, gosh, this video is just filled with MAC products. Trust me when I tell you, they are not sponsoring this video in any way, shape, or form. I've just been genuinely loving their products. So I'm going to take this and put this all over to prime my eyelids before eyeshadow application. The first shade I'm going to take from within this palette is this soft peach shade called Samoa Silk. I may be butchering that, but I'm going to take that into my crease on an M441 by Morphe. This right here is going to be my transitional color. So it's going to be a nice wash of peach in the crease. This shade in particular definitely reminds me of Orange Soda by Anastasia. I haven't used that in so long. I remember when the Lavish palette was a thing and I couldn't stop using that shade as my transitional color. So I'm kind of having flashbacks of that palette with this particular shade because it literally is so incredibly beautiful. The next shade I'm going to pick up from within the palette is this one right here called Dada Issues. It is such a beautiful kind of like neutral tone brown, and I'm going to take it on that same M441 brush and rock it into the socket. Now, one thing I really love about these MAC eyeshadows is that they are extremely blendable, and I just love the way that this palette in particular is set up. I really love that it has all of my neutral shades, it has all of my warm shades, and then it also has those burgundy shades in the event that I want to, you know, spice things up. The next shade I'm going to take is called Embark, which is right here at the very end. And Embark is such a classic shade for so many of us. I remember when I first started out on YouTube, I would use the shade Embark in so many different looks, but I really want to create more of like a smoky eye for today's video, which is why I am going to go in with a little bit of Embark. I'm going to pick up that shade on a Sigma E25. You could also use a Morphe M433. And I'm going to start by packing it right here on the very outer V. Then I'm going to switch brushes and I'm going to use a Morphe M514 and I'm going to lightly start buffing and diffusing it out. I'm also going to take that shade called Embark and drag it inwards a little bit in the crease. Picking up a little bit of my NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer, I'm going to use this to cut my crease, like carve out a little bit of lid space. I'm now going to switch over to another one of my favorite palettes. This is called the Smarty Pants palette. I'm going to pick up that shade right here. This one is called Something's Fishy. I'm going to take that shade and put it in the very inner 1/3 of this look. And I'm just going to tap, tap, tap. Jumping back into the Flamboyant palette, I'm going to pick up this shade called Amber Lights. And what I'm doing with Amber Lights is I'm popping it right next to that shade called Something's Fishy. And I'm going to blend these two together. Then I'm going to go in to the shade called Someone's Darling, and I'm just going to use this to really continue to smoke out the outer V. And I'm kind of putting this right here in the crease, right above Embark, just to kind of round out the eye look a little bit. And lastly, I'm going to go in with this frost right here called What's the Pointillism, and I'm going to use that as my brow bone highlight. And can I just say, this is probably one of my favorite shades within the palette. It is so good, like so good. Keep in mind, a little bit of this stuff does go a very, very long way. So on those days where I know I'm gonna go outside, I'm gonna be in the sun, if I'm running errands, if I'm just walking the dogs, I do make sure to put on sunscreen whether I'm wearing makeup or not. Today I am wearing makeup, and it's not something I show on camera every single time I sit down and film with you, because oftentimes I film really late at night, so there's really no need to put on sunscreen because I'm not going out in the sun. But I did want to show this to you guys. I am gonna use the Skinceuticals Light Moisture UV Defense Sunscreen with SPF 50. After I went to my appointment at Skin Envy, which is a place I'm going to get my chemical peel, she asked me if I was wearing SPF, and honestly, I don't wear SPF half as much as I should. So I've gotten into the habit of applying this on my face every single day if I'm going out, and also underneath my makeup. A lot of you guys had questions as to whether or not this makes me oily or greasy, and honestly, this formula does not make me oily or greasy. I really love it because it is a light moisture sunscreen. For primer, you guys know I absolutely love this primer by CoverGirl. This is the CoverGirl True Blend Base Business Skin Smoothing Primer. This stuff is absolutely incredible. You guys definitely should go check it out. I feel like it is a dupe for the Smashbox primer. It is more so like a silicone primer, and it definitely smooths out the skin in a really nice way. So I'm going to take a little bit of this and pop in the very center of my face. I'm really extra when it comes to primers, so I have been double priming, and I've been reaching for this a lot recently. This is the Farsali Skintune Blur Perfecting Serum. At first, when I tried this, I didn't really feel like it did much for my skin, but the more and more I kept using it, the more I realized I just can't get enough of this. So it has a dropper right here, and you just kind of drop out a little bit of the product onto the skin. You guys already know, like the Instagram, like, that people do. Well, yeah, that's how I'm gonna apply this. I'm not even kidding you guys. I definitely feel like this is like Facetune in a bottle. It literally is that good, and it definitely gets tacky over a period of time. So the more and more you work it into the skin, it starts to get tacky. So it just lets me know that my foundation is really just going to stick and adhere to it. Like, I love this so much. If you guys haven't tried it, I definitely recommend. It definitely is worth all the hype it's getting. And I'm sure this next product is gonna come to no surprise to some of you guys, and I'm talking about my Pixie by Petra color correcting concealer in the shade Brightening Peach. I literally use this in like every single video. I absolutely love it. If you guys struggle with any darkness underneath the eyes, which I do because unfortunately I stay up super late sometimes and it kind of looks like I don't get much sleep. So I do like to combat those dark circles with a peach concealer. I do like this one over like an orange color corrector because it's a lot easier to cover up with concealer and it gets the job done. If you guys haven't tried this, I definitely recommend. It's a spot on dupe from the one from Becca. It definitely is that really beautiful brightening formula that's not too dry, but it's also not too creamy either, which is something I really enjoy. With a blurring concealer brush by Smashbox, I'll pick up a little bit of it and then I'll just work it directly underneath the eyes. Just like this. I also like to take this concealer right along the sides of my nose because I honestly don't know what it is, but whenever I take pictures, I feel like it's hella like dark in this area. Like there's really dark shadows there, so I do try to just combat those shadows with a little bit more of like a color corrector. And honestly, it does really, really help. You guys know I also like to take this along the sides of my mouth and also on my upper lip. Let's talk foundation. I have not been able to put this foundation down since I tested it out in one of my previous videos. Honestly, this foundation is a really, really awesome shade match for me, and I really love the formula and the overall feel of the foundation. I'm talking about this one right here from Smith & Colt. This is the Veiled Threat Weightless Micro Blurring Foundation. I'm in shade 190 in case any of you guys wanted to cross-reference my shade. It comes with a pump. It is more on the pricey side. I want to say it's up there in the $40 price range, which you guys know I always gravitate more towards like a drugstore foundation, but I can't get enough of this foundation. My skin looks insanely flawless when I put it on, and again, I feel like the color match is just spot on. So I'll just take my sponge and just dab it into the foundation, and then I will start in the center of my face and start to work my way outwards. And as you can see, the coverage right off the bat is just crazy good. By the way, did you guys see my earrings? I have the lightning bolt for Stormy and the moon right here for baby Luna. Oh my god, I love them so much. I got these earrings from Michael's and I'm obsessed. As for concealer, I do like a lot of concealers. However, there is one in particular that I just haven't been able to put down, and it is this one right here by Jower. This is the Jower Essential High Coverage Liquid Concealer. I have two shades. I have Creme Cafe, and then I also have Custard. I kind of like interchange between the two. Again, I do like a lot of concealers. Like the one from Flower Beauty, the Full Coverage Liquid Concealer is one of my holy grails, but I feel like I talk about it so much on camera, whereas I use this one so much off camera that I kind of wanted to mention this one in today's video. So I'm going to start with the shade called Creme Cafe, and instead of doing like a big triangle underneath the eyes, I'm just gonna do 3 dots underneath the eyes because I don't want to put on too much, and this concealer is extremely full coverage, which is kind of like a gift and a curse because if you put too much, it can look a little wonky and cakey, but if you put like a little bit and then blend it out, it will look absolutely beautiful. And to set the concealer, I'm sure this comes as no surprise, I'm going to be using the Collab Set the Stage Ultra Fine Loose Powder in the shade Porcelain Ivory. I'm just going to dip my sponge into the powder, kind of blow away the excess, and then just tap it directly underneath my eyes to set that concealer down and in place. I'm also going to take this powder alongside my nose, also around my mouth and chin, pretty much all the areas of my face that typically get oily throughout the day. This is my method of like double powdering, just so that way things stay locked and loaded. For the rest of the face, I've had this powder on repeat since I picked it up during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale event, and it is this one right here by Bare Minerals. This is the Bare Skin Perfecting Veil Powder in the shade light to medium. So the powder is right here. We have the mirror, and then when you flip it up, it also comes with a sponge on the very bottom, which I personally really like, especially for like on-the-go touch-ups. But I'm going to take a brush, and I'm just going to pat this all over the skin to just further set that foundation down and in place. Now with this powder right here, it's not going to give you additional coverage. It really is just going to set that foundation in such a beautiful diffused way without looking heavy or cakey, which is why I do really thoroughly enjoy this powder. Another powder I've been loving to really bronze up the skin is this one right here by MAC. Go figure, another MAC product, but this is the Medium Golden Mineralized Skin Finish. What I love about this is that it gives you such a natural finish to the skin. And what I like to do with this shade in particular is I will take it around the perimeter of my face to add just a little bit more color, especially if I feel like I'm a little bit more on the pale side, if I'm too ivory, if I want to add just slight bronzing to the skin, but nothing too crazy. So I'll just take this and pretend like I'm bronzing with it. And this is just going to give my skin a light color. And it looks so beautiful and natural. You guys have no idea. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop on some lip balm because my lips are feeling a little chapped. By the way, this is the Smith Rose and Mandarin lip balm. I did get this in a set at Ulta, and I really love this lip balm. I have so many just kind of like sitting around the house because they are literally that good. Let's talk about blush. I haven't been able to put this blush palette down since I reviewed it in my full face using only LA Girl Cosmetics. This is the Island Hottie blush palette. You guys, look how stunning. This is right up my alley. I love these tones for blush. So I'm going to mix these two shades together to get a really pretty kind of like peachy tone. One thing I will say I really love about this blush palette is that obviously it comes with 4 shades. So if you don't like one of the shades, you can kind of custom mix to get your own perfect peachy tone shade. And it's extremely affordable, and the blushes are buildable. So going in, you're not going to get like wham bam color to the point where you can't blend it out. You apply a very soft, subtle flush of color and build it to your desired intensity. And I always love that within a blush, and this blush palette gives me just that. Blush is done. Now let's talk highlighter, you guys. I have not been able to put this down since my full face using nothing over $7. You guys, this is so beautiful. This is by I Heart Revolution. This is the Rose Gold Glow Palette. If you guys get anything from this video, definitely snag this up. It retails for $7. Very inexpensive, and the highlighters are absolutely beautiful. Do you guys see that highlighter? Like, honey, blinding. And I am all about a blinding highlight. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of the rose shade and also the gold shade and pop it onto my cheeks. Like, that is definitely a blinding highlight. If you guys really aren't into blinding highlights, then odds are you're probably not going to like this one, but I think it's stunning. If you guys are wondering what highlight I'm wearing in some of my recent Instagram photos, you guys, I am literally wearing this highlight everywhere. Like on my shoulders, on my chest, on my cheekbones, on my nose, on my cupid's bow. Literally, I drenched my face in it because it is so freaking good. It's one of those highlighters that kind of just melt into the skin and don't sit on top of the skin, so it gives it a very natural kind of like radiating glow, and I am living. You know what? I'm gonna jump right back up to the eyes and talk about liner. Now, this is literally my go-to favorite black eyeliner that does not smudge or budge, and that's really big for me because I do live in Florida and I feel like everything budges on me because of the humidity and how hot it is here, but this does not. I love our liners so much. It gives you enough playtime to really smudge and smoke it out, but once it's set, it's set. It's not going anywhere. This one is in the shade Drama Queen, and what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna put it all on on my lower lash line, like in my waterline, and I'm going to really smudge it out so that way I can give this look more of like a smoky feel. I'm gonna go right back into my MAC Art Library palette, and I'm gonna pick up the shade called Embark on a flat definer brush, and I'm just going to push this closest to the lash line to really just smoke out this entire look. You guys know I live for a smoky, like warm tone eye, and that's kind of exactly what I'm going for, let's be honest. With my M507, I'm going to pick up the shade called Everyone's Darling, and I'm going to use this to really smudge out that lower lash line. Then mixing this shade and this shade together on my M507, I'm going to smoke and buff out that lower lash line. As for lashes, I've been really trying to stray away from the lashes that are like mink lashes, very fluffy and heavy. Not to say that I don't like them anymore, because I still very much do like them, but I've been reaching for lashes that are a little bit more low-key, and I've been reaching a lot for the Ardell lashes. So these are the double up lashes right here, which are insanely beautiful. I actually think I'm gonna opt for using these in today's video. I've been specifically reaching for wispies whenever I do more of a lighter look, so just liner, a little bit of shadow in the crease, or just very light shadow. And what I love most about these lashes right here is that the band is extremely thin, so they're very user friendly. So like I said, for today I will be using these. These are the Ardell double up lashes, and I think they are going to look beautiful with this look. And after falsies, I'm going to go in with the Milani Highly Rated Mascara. I like to put on mascara to kind of blend my real lashes in with the falsies at the very end, especially with Ardell wispies. And also, I'm only applying the mascara towards the base of the lash, and I'm not coating it all the way through the lash, because I feel like that just gives it a very fake look. So I'm really just pressing my lashes with the falsies just to blend them. And my lower lash mascara hasn't changed from any of my previous favorites video. I do use the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash Mascara because the wand is like so slim. Do you guys see how slim that wand is? And it really just coats my lower lashes really nicely. This look is definitely screaming for a pop in the very inner corner. So I'm going to take that light frost shade and pop it right here to just draw forth some light, because I feel like that's really what this look is missing. Finally, let's talk about the lips, you guys. I have been obsessed with this formula. This is the NYX Line and Load Lippy. It is a 2-in-1 lippy, so it's going to act as a lip liner and a liquid lipstick all in one. I have two shades right here. I have the shade DM Me, which is a lighter shade, and then I also have Never Listen. These two shades together look absolutely stunning. I like to take Never Listen and put it around the perimeter of my lips, so use it as a lip liner, and then I'll take the shade DM Me and fill in my lips, and it literally creates the most perfect beige nude that I'm high-key obsessed with. For setting spray, I've been obsessed with these by Wet n Wild. These are the Wet n Wild Photo Focus 3-in-1 primer water. I do essentially love to use this to set my makeup down and in place. I have the one in coconut, which I'm almost out of, and then I just picked up the one in rose. This smells like heaven. I really love these two scents. I'm not a fan of the cucumber one, which is why I didn't pick it up, but these two are my jam. So I'm gonna go in with the coconut one just because I want to finish up this bottle. Speaking of setting sprays, I do like to set my brows down and in place at the very end of my makeup routine. I don't know why, it's just something I've gotten in the habit of doing, and I've been reaching for this a lot. This is the Urban Decay Brow Finish in Ozone, which is essentially just a clear brow gel. And just like that, Slay Bays, this is the final and completed look. Let me know what you guys think of it down below in the comments. I know it's basic, I know it's bronzy, I know it's like something I typically do, but these are products that I've been loving, products that I've been really reaching for, products that I've been using time and time again. So I hope that speaks volumes to you guys, and I hope you guys really appreciate me sitting down and just talking to you guys about products that I am currently loving. Let me know what you guys are loving down below in the comments. Let's have a conversation. You guys know how we do it here on this channel. And with that, I want to do my post notification shout out of the day. I know I've been skipping out on this, but I definitely want to do the post notification shout out. So I want to give a huge shout out to Looks and Books with Tina. She says, girl, your makeup was looking super cute. I thought I had a go-to waterproof, sweatproof routine. The humidity in the Dallas Fort Worth is no joke. LOL, you and Bae are so freaking cute. I cannot. Hashtag slay bae. Thank you so much, Tina. Thank you so much for watching my videos time and time again and showing love over on the gram, which reminds me, follow me over on the gram if you guys haven't already. And if you guys want to be my post notification shout out next week, all you have to do is click that bell and leave me a comment down below with the hashtag SlayBaes. I love you guys so freaking much, and I'll be sure to catch you guys all on the next one. Deuces.